I'm Sherri, a CEO, speaker, coach, and author. As a business leader, I'm on a mission to empower women everywhere to embrace their most authentic self by challenging what you already know, then stretch to consider a different perspective. I share moments with people all over the world who are already on that path and are willing to share that perspective with me. Join me as we transparently consider this. Hey y'all, I'm Sherri Sanjurjo, and welcome to the PrettyGirlsWork podcast, Consider This. You may know me as Diamond, but for almost 2 years now, I've been on a metamorphosis journey of authenticity and discovery. And now I want to share that with you. In this podcast, we're going to explore how we as Black women can empower one another to be our most authentic selves and share practical ways to live like that in our personal and professional lives. As Black women, there is so much for us to consider. Our hair, natural or straight? And if I choose to process it, does that make me less Black? Our businesses, do we code switch to climb that corporate ladder or own our own businesses and bring our whole selves to work? Nevertheless, in every conversation, in every episode, we'll challenge you to think outside the box and consider something different. So let's go. Today, on the show today, we are going to talk about authentic transformations and hopefully shift our perspectives on how that can change our lives. When I say transformation as well, I want to be clear that transformation is not just something that happens when you get to go and change back. It is, I've transformed and there is no going back. I want to talk to you today about who I am, what these podcasts are going to be like, what these conversations are going to be like, and why another podcast anyway? Isn't there enough on the internet? What's this one going to be like? Today, I want to talk to you about who I am so we can start off on the right foot and truly what this is all about, my metamorphosis. I think that, let me first say that being vulnerable isn't easy. It takes courage. Brene Brown says courage means or the old way of thinking about courage, defining courage is to tell the truth about yourself with all your heart. So that's what it means, courage. Cur is a Latin word for heart. So the old way of defining courage is to tell the truth of who you are with all your heart. And so that's what I believe I'm going to be doing in these podcasts, telling you who I am with all my heart. So here I am, choosing to be vulnerable with you. And hopefully you can join this journey with me of living authentically out loud. What does it look like? What does it sound like? Hopefully it'll inspire you to take your own personal and professional metamorphosis when it comes, and you wouldn't resist it. I know a lot of us sometimes we say we want change, but we say we want transformation, but when it comes down to it, it's difficult and we resist it at times. And so I'm hoping that my life can be a testimony for you, hopefully an inspiration as well, where you get to see what authentic transformation is. There's going to be a lot of things like weight loss. There's going to be a lot of things like relationship changes, career changes, maybe even location changes. Stay tuned, child. But regardless of whatever those transformations are going to be, I'd love to do it with you authentically. Let me say this, though, to begin. For years, I've been Diamond. Diamond, who is she? Diamond is a New Yorican, no nonsense, don't play yourself, quick-witted young woman from the South Bronx. That's who she is. She had a hard childhood and an upbringing, but she managed to come out of it seeing the glass half full most of the time. And she wanted more than what her environment offered her, what her circumstances offered her, even sometimes what her family offered her. She's a bit aggressive at times and can come across like she has a hard exterior. But if you ever get to know Diamond, she's a teddy bear inside. She's soft, she's sweet, compassionate, and she has a huge heart. She's dealt with a lot of loss, though, and multiple heartbreaks, financial hardship. As a single mother, there's a lot of struggle there. But as you know, everyone has their breaking point, and Diamond had her breaking point about 2 years ago. I know it sounds like I'm speaking about two different people. I am speaking about myself. People have known me as Diamond, and that is exactly who I am, but that's not the sum total of who I am. I'm also Sherri. See, Diamond was a safe place for me to hide. It was a place where I could tell some of my stories, not the whole story, where I could share things that could and would inspire people to go beyond their circumstances. It would be able to, share stories where they would relate to them and be like, all right, well, if she made it, then I could make it too. But I didn't want to continue my authenticity journey with just a part of my story. I really wanted to get to a point where I was able to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God. And so here's what I realized. I realized that who I am has partnered with Diamond for a very long time, but now at the very tender age of 50, come on, somebody. At the tender age of 50, I'm ready to be completely open with my whole story, because I realize that bringing my whole self to the world is bringing my gift to the world, is allowing my purpose to be lived out loud. It's a blessing to people that I meet, whether I know them for a long time or whether they are strangers. And it's a blessing. So I've decided to reintroduce myself. And I am Diamond, definitely, but I'm also Sherri Sanjurjo. A heart, a woman with a heart that's as big as Texas, who's gone through some things, who's got some wisdom, who's all about being her authentic self at any cost and welcomes you to do the same. How did I get here? Good question. I've been asked this question so many times. With pain and forgiveness and healing. And why am I still on this journey? And I really want to be clear about this. When we talk about authenticity and finding our most authentic self and, self-discovery, it's not a destination. It is not a place where you just reach and be like, all right, I'm cool. Now I can just chill here. No, that's not what it is. It is an ever-evolving, ever-generating, ever-moving. It's not static. It's continually dynamic. It's an ever-moving, breathing journey. And it stops when you stop breathing. It comes with offense. And there are times where the journey, because of life and its complexities, it can offend us, it can push us, and sometimes it can compromise our character or have us question our identity. This is the journey to authenticity. But I'm here for it. And I hope you are too. And I will say this to you: if you're still breathing, there is great purpose to you. If you are still here living and breathing on this earth, no matter what your disposition, no matter what your circumstances, what you've been through, what you're about to go through, what you just came out of, you are filled with gifts and talents, and someone and something is in need of it. Dare I say, someone or something is waiting for it. Along life, we can sometimes miss who we are authentically. It can get cloudy and confusing. So it's really in my heart through these conversations that we will allow ourselves to really do a deep dive into who we are, that we would grow together, that even through the hard times or questioning times, compromising times, uncomfortable times, or wonderful times, we will be able to consider something other than what we believe we know. Because one of the things I will tell you 100% on this authenticity journey, I have learned that the things that I thought I knew, I didn't even know. I had to learn them again. And I had to learn a lot of new things as well. This is where authenticity can show up, when we're open, when we're vulnerable, when we're curious. If there's one thing I want you to remember, and if you remember nothing else about this intro, this conversation right now, this is what I'd love for you to remember. You are an original, and there's no one else in this world like you. So instead of comparing yourself to somebody else's standards, my prayer for you and my hope for you is that you show up authentically with your own standards. authentically, unapologetically. You get to live out loud all on your own. This is Sherri Sanjurjo signing off. Pretty Girls Work. Consider this. If there is one thing that I want you all to remember out of everything that I've said today, if you remember nothing else I've said, please remember this. You are an original, and there is no one else in this world like you. So instead of comparing yourself to someone else's standards, my prayer for you is that you show up authentically each and every day with standards of your own, that you live out loud, authentically, unapologetically. Pretty Girls Work. Consider this.